Hello and welcome to this new episode of Open Book Entrepreneur. Today we have matFIT with us, and he's basically an entrepreneur, and also he's running these fitness trainings online and offline. So, Matt, please introduce yourself and your business to our audience.
Yeah, so my name is matFIT. The business name is Matt Soto. It's funny, people often call me matFIT, and that wasn't my intention originally. That was just the business name, but I guess it stuck naturally, and I'm already used to it, so I respond to it and whatnot. Um, yeah, I guess the name originally came from, so my name is Matthew, but then I was originally training mostly grapplers and fighters, so I was making the reference to the mat, like the wrestling mat as well, you know? And so having the fitness level of somebody that works on the mat is it's a pretty high fitness level. But of course, as that dwindled down and didn't, pay the bills so much, became more of a general fitness trainer. And those are the type of clients that pay the bills a little more. But I still am heavily involved in fight sports and grappling. I'm the strength conditioning coach for 10th Planet Long Beach. This is 10th Planet Moreno Valley, and I've been doing that quite a while as well. And I do some one-on-ones with grapplers and fighters as well. That was my original expertise. But like I said, you can only get so many of those until you break through and get a guy in the UFC or a big promotion. You gotta pay the bills otherwise. So more of a general fitness guy, but I definitely love my jujitsu and wrestling and all grappling sports.
Yeah, funny enough, my son is now 2.5, and he just started like a few months ago. He just started doing jiu-jitsu, and he's loving
Oh,
it, you know.
great.
So
Yeah.
exactly, and I'm going to every training with him, you know. So it seems like a really cool sport, you know, and really
You're
demanding as well.
next.
Yeah. So okay, now in terms of your business, so what actually inspired you to move online, for example?
The ability to scale out a little bit. Now, there's been a couple scenarios where I am pretty much fully booked in person, and that seems to max out around in the 25 to 30 person range. Because I was doing small group as well. So if I was doing only high ticket one-on-one, you could probably only handle 20, 22 clients, right? And that would be a long day, right? So I need to scale out. I recently had a baby myself, so I have a eight
Congrats.
8 month old, and the fiance doesn't necessarily want to go back to work, so I got to find a way to scale out a little bit, spread that out a little bit, and that would be ideal, right? I would love the mother to stay home with the baby all the time.
Yeah, yeah, fantastic. And in terms of online work, so you're working one-on-one as well or in groups?
For online one-on-one, for online one-on-one only, and I'd probably rather keep it like that. Yeah, it does seem like there is a certain capacity that you might have to do the group, but personally, in the course that I took, is for a course for coaches, so business coach, I suppose. He did group, and I've been in larger groups, and it doesn't feel as effective to me as one-on-one, right?
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I mean, we do sometimes groups and stuff, but if people want to get the best results when it comes to online coaching, for example, I believe that one-on-one is really, if they can afford it, yeah, it's really beneficial.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing this for?
10 years. I just celebrated 10 years in business this year, but online only 5, 6 months in.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, 10 years, congratulations. You know, that's a big milestone. So I've been coaching since 2011. And yeah, I mean, when you go past like 7 years, I think that's what most of the businesses actually disappear within first 7 years, you know. So being a 10-year mark, man, congratulations on that. Yeah. So
Yeah,
what's your
some level of sustainability, but it's time to get bigger. It's time to go bigger.
exactly. So what's your plan or goal for your business for the next year?
I would love to have, man, 30 to 40 online clients, all one-on-one. Um, it doesn't all have to be high ticket. I do have a mid-ticket item that I really try to push that I'm very proud of, that I think is very effective and affordable. And I think I'd like to mostly have that because it creates the most efficiency and time for me, and it's still an effective way to get a lot of help from me. But of course, I'm willing to do the high ticket one-on-one fully customized. My mid ticket is something that's semi customized. For example, on my website, I have 10, 11 programs for sale. And then I have all my meal plans for sale. And they're pre-made and they're all at certain calorie markers from 1,500 all the way up to 3,500 in 500-calorie increments. So as we go on our journey with my client, I move them around which workout I think they need and which calories I think they need. So not fully customized, semi-customized, much more affordable, and I can handle a lot of volume with this one.
Absolutely. And what are the typical results your clients are getting when they're working with you?
I'd say what I would like to focus on more than weight loss is body fat percentage. Body fat percentage. So my Facebook group, for example, just an example of what I try to push, is called Fit But Not Fanatical on Facebook, right? So I'm trying to target people that want to get in shape, but on a realistic level. We're not going to get on stage in underwear, oiled up. We're talking about maybe seeking 25% body fat or less for women and 20% or less for men. So not extremely ripped, just healthy, fit, feeling good. Uh, of course, it ends up being that majority of your inquiries come from busy parents and busy people over 40 and all that. And that's why one of the things I push the most is my Fit in 15 program, 6 days a week, 15 minutes a day. And if people don't think that's enough, give it a try. Give it a try.
Sorry, did you say 5 days a week, 50 minutes, or how many?
6 days, yeah. 6 days. If you're brand new, we start with 4 days.
Okay.
But now you can't say time is an excuse, right? I don't have time. I don't have time. I wake up at 5 in the morning. Okay, what's the difference if you wake up at 4:45 in the morning? No difference, right? And you could
Exactly.
check it off the list, feel better the entire day.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And so when you actually talk about this, like, and you're talking about like, obviously, losing weight, losing body fat, what's the secret? What's the secret to getting there?
I think once you're a little bit older, it's probably 80% nutrition. 80% nutrition. Of course, you have to check the box of fitness. But what I'm trying to teach people, it doesn't require as much time as you think. If you have an active lifestyle, it doesn't require as much time, committed time as you think. If you can get some steps in during the day, then it definitely doesn't require as much time as you think. I like to tell people you only need 90 minutes to 2 hours a week to
Mhm.
accomplish your goals if you can stay on track with your nutrition.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Okay, and what advice you can give to our audience if someone is actually thinking about like losing body fat or losing weight or something like that? But obviously, people have a lot of challenges at the moment with that. So, what advice you can give them?
I think for the most part, people have to take the similar journey. Even if you're a thin person or a heavy person, you all have to probably embark on about the same route. And what I like to do, if somebody commits to 16 weeks with me, say they only commit 8 weeks, we'll do 4 and 4. But if they commit 16 weeks, which I prefer, we do 8 weeks of metabolism building. So we'll focus on more weightlifting, more protein. I wouldn't say a full-on reverse diet, but at least maintenance calories. At least maintenance calories. And then the reason we do that is to build, so it's more permanent. The weight loss, fat loss, and the lifestyle we're trying to create is more permanent. I like to preach to people that once you get to your goal, maintaining it is not all that hard. It's hard to achieve a fitness level, but once you get there, maintenance, not as hard. Then you could play the 80-20 rule, 70-30 rule, still cheat sometimes, still maintain. But everybody has to start with high protein and weightlifting, right? Until we get that metabolism built up. And then when we flip it over to the cut, the results will be better and more permanent. So if you hire a trainer and you say, I don't want to gain any weight, it doesn't matter. We know that. We all trainers know that you don't want to gain body fat, but you still have to start with strenuous weightlifting and high protein intake. And then once we pull back the calories and change the workout style, everything you worked hard for will show and it's more permanent results.
Wow, this is so powerful. Yeah. So, if someone wants to actually find out a little bit more about you, learn more about you, connect to you, how they can do that?
Matfit.org. That's .org. So the .org is because a small percentage of my dividends at the end of the year go towards fighting childhood obesity, and that goes towards the Gasol Foundation. That's the Gasol brothers from the NBA, the Spanish brothers. Um, and childhood obesity is just something that really gets to me. It hurts my heart when I see a really obese child, and I hate to point the finger, but it comes down to the parents, right? It comes down to the parents. So once you find out you're going to have a child, it's time to have a little bit of education about nutrition. And
Nutrition.
there's some mistakes, some honest mistakes. We got a lot of bad information in the 80s and 90s about low fat this, low fat that, a high carbohydrate, 7 grains a day. We that was a lot of false information, especially that the low fat stuff, right, and the high carb stuff. And that's why we have a really bad diabetes and obesity epidemic in America. Very bad.
Wow.
So partially not the parents' fault, but it's time to re-educate yourself now and then. Re-educate yourself, especially when you're going to have some children.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And sorry, it seems like the internet broke up for a moment there, but like, can you just tell us a little bit more about that low fat issue?
So low fat can work, but fats are essential. Protein is essential. There's no such thing as an essential carbohydrate. If you ate zero carbohydrates going forward, your body would make carbohydrates, right? Gluconeogenesis, right? So your body will turn excess fats or excess amino acids into glycogen, which is carbohydrates stored in the muscle and liver, right? So if you ate zero carbohydrates, your body would give you just the right amount of glycogen you need, and that would be derived from your fats or proteins. So to restate the first thing, there's no such thing as an essential carbohydrate. You go without a certain amount of fats, you're going to have troubles. Hormones, vision, skin, the list goes on. You go without amino acids, at least the minimum amount of amino acids, you're going to have a lot of problems as well. Bone density, loss of muscle mass, sarcopenia, osteoporosis, etc. But if you cut carbohydrates, you will not have these problems. The only possible issue that can arise would be a little bit low vitamin C, and then you're not getting any fiber, right? If you're not eating carbohydrates. But I don't preach completely low zero carbohydrates, but I do express that just to make my point that carbohydrates, to an extent, are optional.
What about fruit?
Fruit is great. Fruit's great. Fruit is the best carbohydrate to consume, the
Mhm.
very best. Now, if someone says, "Oh, fruit has sugar," all right. Yeah, it does. It does. It's naturally occurring sugar. It's also attached to fiber. There's all kinds of flavonoids. There's all kinds of micronutrients in your fruit, right? And
Mhm.
fruit is alive, has electricity in it. Fruit is a live element, right? It's a living element. So putting that in your body does not affect your blood sugar in the same way that a processed sugar does. Not even close. Completely different ballpark.
Wow. I think your description and explanation about carbohydrates and fruit and also this low fat, man, that was probably that's genius. Seriously, well done on this. I
Thank you.
heard this so many times in different forms and stuff, but I believe this was probably the best explanation I heard, and I think everyone has to see this now. Well done on that. Thank you so much for being a guest today. Thank
Thanks
you
a
all.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you all for watching and listening. If you liked it, drop us a like. If you have any questions, you can drop them down in the comments, and we'll be more than happy to answer them. On top of that, see you all in the next episode. All the best, and
All right. Matfit.org. Thanks a lot, Tony.
matfit.org. We'll include the link in the description as well. All the best. Bye bye.
Oh, appreciate that. Thanks a lot, brother.